Yodelay-o, yodelay-ho, yodelay-ho. What do you do in the evening when you don't know what to do? Read a book, play a game, every night is just the same. What do you say if I tell you how to keep from feeling blue? My advice is good to take and it's easier to do. When you're all alone, any old night, and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Look, look, look at the stars above. Look, look, look at those sweeties love. Oh boy, give me a night in June. I mean it, all you got to do any old night when you're feeling out of tune. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. When you make a date any old night, gonna meet your sweetie soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, that's the only place to spoon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Walk, walk, kissing and walk again, talk, talk, kissing and talk again, oh joy, sweethearts are all in tune. I mean it, when it's raining out, stay in a room, but on a lovely night in June, here's what to do, sweetie, and you just get out and get under the moon. If you're with a girl and she is cold, says she doesn't want her spoon, don't you feel blue? Here's what you do, just get out and get under the moon. If you feel a kiss and she gets sore, she'll forget it mighty soon. Don't stop to fret, she'll learn to pet when you get her under the moon. Indoors, there's not a thing to do. In-laws walk in and out on you. Oh boy, sister and brother too. I've tried it, just take my advice. If she is nice, nice as any night in June, just take her hand, she'll understand, and get out and get under the moon.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another rendition of Sunday Fun Day Chill and Chat. How is everyone doing? If anybody's actually here, let's turn the Flame of Doom on. Flame of Doom is now active. I know we had some folks go to Halloween Horror Nights this weekend, so they may still be there, or they may be tuckered out. Maybe nobody got notifications. Who knows? Who knows? Hey, Kat, how are you doing? And Zach, how are you doing? Y'all doing okay this evening? I am doing pretty good myself. Weather's cooled off a little bit. Now it's only in the mid to high 80s here, which is very nice, believe it or not. Hey, Devil's Gate, how are you doing? Super, thanks for asking. Absolutely. Yeah, we just have another Sunday fun day. I have one graphic I'll show you all in a little bit. I've been working diligently on my Home Haunts website, trying to get it much better up to snuff and get everything organized with it. And anybody that has been following the Facebook page knows that I finally got or even my personal page knows I finally have some of the graphics up. Nothing spectacular, but I'm keeping them very simple in blacks and whites and grays. Kat says, I was doing great until the game started. My guys forgot how to play, so I'm here having fun instead. Well, we're happy to have you. We are happy to have you. Um, but yeah, we may or may not be missing some folks tonight. Like I said, we this weekend was the official opening of Halloween Horror Nights. I've seen some mixed reviews. I've seen mixed reviews on the crowds. It looked like it was ultra packed, but apparently getting into the houses was not a big deal. So we'll see. We'll see if some of our HHN veterans come in this evening. Hey Vic, how are you doing, buddy? You feeling okay? You getting slowly climbing up that ladder of feeling better? And have you been able to correct the issues with the your drive-through haunt? Because we are now officially almost out of the first week of September. September's already rolling through. Super quick. Super crazy. Vic says feeling better and has fixed the drive-through haunt. Maybe you should put some concrete poles around it, since you got a ways to go before you open up. But yeah, we're first week of September. We're also close to a lot of haunted attractions here in the United States from opening in another week or two. Not all of them, but there's a chunk of them that'll be opening at the third week or so of September. I've seen a couple of them, ones that y'all have never heard of before, who have decided not to open again this year. Yay, vehicles. There's one or two in the UK that have announced that they're not going to open. There's several they've been announcing every couple of weeks. So some of the attractions in the United Kingdom won't be opening. Vic opens on the 17th. That is true. Super exciting. Vic, not giving away the farm, but are you feeling pretty good about the amount of volunteers you've got to work it? Not necessarily to build it, but to work it. Have you had some folks? Man, it's Sunday night. I can't talk. Have you had quite a few folks come in and volunteer to at least scare? Hopefully you have. I guess while we're on the subject and stuff, 17th of September, yeah, I'll go ahead and turn off the Flame of Doom, and I'll put up part of my house's home haunts graphic. Let's see, turn the Flame of Doom off, and there we go. We'll leave that up for a minute, or maybe we'll just leave it up the whole time. Yep, September 17th of September. I like I said, the graphics and stuff I'm doing for the house this year, and the website in general. I'm going to leave it at grays, blacks, and whites for the most part, as much as I can. I'll have a Halloween gallery the past few years. I'll start putting pictures of what I've done the past few years, not necessarily 2020, but and the house will have its history, and William Rosicki will have his history. So I've been working diligently on that past couple days. Now I've just got to write up a bunch of stuff. But what you see on the screen now is that's my theme this year, is Rosicki's die-in, the Maxent Graves. Thanks, Kat. Relatively simple. I'm fond of blacks, grays, and whites. Believe it or not, especially for Halloween. to me, it reminds me of the old black and white monster movies, and I like it. I like black, whites, and grays. So, but yeah, the um, that's that's this year's Halloween graphic. Yeah, Frankenstein, Dracula, The Mummy, Invisible Man. I don't know. I equate black and white movies to really the tone of Halloween. That's just me though. So that that is this year's graphic for Halloween. I've never really done anything graphics wise or really website wise for the house for Halloween. Almost not much on Facebook either, but I am going to start that tradition. And Frankenstein. I agree, Kat. Kat says there's absolutely nothing wrong with simple. Often it's the best look. I agree. I mean, I've seen some great web graphics for haunted attractions and home haunts. 13 Skeletons is right up there. He had Chad Savage with Sinister Vision do his, who does absolutely amazing work. Um, but the website itself uh, is going to be primarily black and white, except when I put color pictures in like the gallery areas. Um, but I just with this, you know, drive-in theaters have been around for a long, long time. Um, so that I just decided I wanted to make it simple blacks, whites, grays. Um, the website is very partially up and running. If anybody's curious, it's Cypress 1910 CYPRESS 1910, but very sparse at the moment. I've got to fill in a lot of the text. I've got to write up and fill in the storyline for this year for Halloween, and I've got to start writing up the story of the house in general. The website itself is really about the house, but since the house is mainly about Halloween, it all kind of combines together. But I'll leave that up there the rest of the night, unless somebody requests the Flame of Doom. But yeah, so my theme is Roziki's Die-In Theater. If you tuned in several shows ago, I gave a very, very lengthy synopsis of what the storyline for the house is this year. And you can go back and tune into that. Or once the website's 100% up and running, you can read it there too. Kat says, "Oh my God, I must be tired. I just saw the blacked out R&V in the name. Must be nap time." Well, the human brain fills things in. It's very good at filling in things. The first one of the coolest places. Once again, it's Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. Anybody that's been there knows they have Mel's Drive-In, which is decent food, loud noise. There's a gentleman with a motorcycle that has like a one-cylinder engine in it, and he likes to go up and down the street. So if you heard that, sorry about that. Oh my God, Zach. Oh, so anyway, real quick. So Halloween Horror Nights at Mel's Drive-In, they'll black out the R and the V, and it becomes Mel's Die-In. And I've always liked it. It's always cute. So Zach says that he watched Black Pumpkin. And Zach, how did you like Black Pumpkin? Were you able to get through the whole thing? And did you notice the commercials I was talking about? Which I really wish they had done at least the commercial one time where you could very plainly see it on the screen. He was warned, Kat. I warned everybody. But it's cool that somebody watched it. I got to pull up some more stuff and watch some crazy. Zach says I liked it, but it was a straight ripoff. Yeah, it was a complete ripoff. It was absolutely a complete ripoff of Trick or Treat. And Zach says he watched the whole thing. All right. I think the end of it was funny. And not giving away anything, but since the kid was warned like twice during the movie, I thought the end was actually pretty funny. It's not what I expected. I really did like the commercials though. But absolutely. Mostly a ripoff of Trick or Treat, and then a very, very tiny ripoff of Halloween with having a quote unquote commercial. The end was actually pretty. I mean, I was like, "Wow, that's gross." But like I say, they kept trying to warn him. But I do appreciate Zach you watching The Black Pumpkin, so I'm not the only person on the planet that's watched it. It's definitely not a movie I'd ever need to watch again, though, which is kind of funny. By the way, as Nightbot suggests, if you could give the stream a like, that'd be awesome. The end was the best part, honestly, Zach. Well, I have to keep saying it. The commercial I thought was pretty funny, and the end was like the most quote unquote jaw dropping. Like I didn't expect that. But it's the kind of ending that movie deserved. Hey, Mark. Mark says, I went inside a pumpkin sphincter this weekend. Has to count for something. Yeah, yeah. I told everybody we had a few veterans that went to Horror Nights. It does count. Going in a pumpkin sphincter. You should get a gold star for that. Absolutely get a gold star for that. A few veterans and one white knight. Who was the white knight? There had to have been a ton of them there. That's true, Zach. First time for everything. Now I can't remember the other movies that I was. Zach, have you watched Lamageddon? I think if you haven't watched Lamageddon, you would absolutely love Lamageddon. That was so damn good. Oh, you're the white knight, Mark? I don't know. You enjoy it, but I wouldn't say you were a white knight. You don't go completely and utterly crazy. You just like going. And you get your ultra frequent fear pass and get your alcohol in and yeah, Zach, don't you remember me talking about Lamageddon? When I was mentioning a bunch of movies that I'd watched and I was doing my review? Dude. Hey, Danny. Dude, Zach, you watch Lamageddon. It's only like an hour and 10 minutes. Oh my God, it is freaking hilarious. Maybe you weren't, maybe you were, yeah, you were here for that show. Is it like Sharknado? I've never seen Sharknado. I know the premise, so I couldn't tell you. Lamageddon, though, it's meant to be stupid, but I got a lot of laughs out of it. And there's just Easter eggs in it. It's an hour and 10 minutes. Thoroughly watch it. If you get a chance, you'll actually enjoy Lamageddon. I will personally guarantee it. It was damn funny. And like I said, just Just hilarious. Uh, well, Zach, I mean, come on, man. If you watch Black Pumpkin, you can watch Lamageddon. I guarantee you, it's better than Black Pumpkin. The Raptor Priest. Oh, Velocipaster. That was the other one. Velocipaster's okay. If you had to choose between the two, if like Mike, I'm only going to watch one of the two movies you've just spouted out of your mouth, I would say watch Lamageddon. Velocipaster was just it was meant to be stupid too, but Lamageddon was way better at it. Yes, double L's. Can't promise to endure the whole thing. No, if you no Zach, no Zach, if you literally if you made it through Black Pumpkin and it was like an hour and a half, you'll have no problem making it through Lamageddon because it really is funny. But I'll leave it at that. You give it a whirl. Velocipaster, you may not make it all the way through if you try it. Try Lamageddon first. Ooh, Danny, how are you doing? Looking forward to your HHN trip, which I think you said is, excuse me, next weekend. And then for anybody that likes interesting news, James will be taking his family for a short trip to HHN in October, so that he can see him and his family can see the Beetlejuice house and the Jack-o'-lantern house, whatever that thing was called. I'm still sticking to my guns, and I'm not going to go licking any poles this year. Probably anywhere, which is fine. It'll give me more time for the house. Which I need desperately. Mark, I don't think it was called pumpkin sphincter, but we'll go with it. Danny says, yes, now I need to make a loose plan of attack since I don't have Express. Danny, how many nights are you going? I don't see how anybody. I just, God bless. Express was so damn expensive, especially the farther you get into October. Oh my God! I think I saw the most expensive Express was $179, I think, and I'm like, there is just no way. There's no way. I remember when Express was like $20. Danny's gonna go 2 nights, Friday and Saturday. Mark says we could have easily done all the houses by 10 with no Express. Yeah, I don't get it. The crowds were huge. I mean, that's great, but where did all the people go? I just, like I said, I look at HHN and I'm like, it's just, I recognize quite a bit of that stuff, except for Beetlejuice and the pumpkin sphincter. Except it looks like, and Mark, were the pumpkins that they use all over the place the ones that they normally put on that pathway, or did they have the pumpkins in the pathway too? Which I always enjoyed. Jay says, I'm not overly concerned, but I want to maybe catch a show. Makes Danny feel better. Well, hopefully things don't change next weekend. Mark, I'm guessing you're going next weekend. Mark says, crowds weren't really that bad. I've seen non-sold out nights much worse. They have to be on limited capacity. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think a few people in the drama page said that. They have to be at limited capacity. Central Park. All right, so the pumpkins were from Central Park. See, you know, keep the, I don't know. they always look cool there, but I guess when you just need to take them and use them somewhere else to pretend like you have another house, then so be it. Hey, Keith. Keith, your second anniversary stream was awesome. I watched a good chunk of it at the beginning, but I kept having to bounce up and down on my chair, and I didn't make it to the end. But I caught a couple hours worth, so that was awesome, dude. Congratulations on 2 years. And Keith, whenever you decide you want a website, let us know. Mark's going to be 100% Friday, and then probably be there Friday and 100% on Sunday. Central Park was the Terra Queen zone. And her sum is dumb except for her stage, which is cool. Okay, we'll take a minute to interpret that. He said, I just came in. I just cracked open the 48-inch Celtic Tombstone from Home Depot. We'll go with that too. We'll interpret that too. Honestly, Keith, yeah, you were. It really wasn't babbling for 3 hours. I mean, there was a lot of really cool info. You had a lot of folks flowing in, a lot of great questions. I enjoyed it. Celtic Cross. Okay. So we'll go back. Just cracked open the 48-inch Celtic Cross from Celtic Cross Tombstone. Oh my God, from Home Depot. I'm having issues tonight. That's all right. But yeah, it was a great stream, Keith. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I was only a minute late coming in, which I was amazed. Thoroughly amazed. I guess what we should do is we'll bring back the Flame of Doom. Since everybody's had plenty of time to look at my logo, Flame of Doom is returned. Ka-chow. Ka-chow, the Flame of Doom. He says they have a plastic coated brick in the base. I drilled through it and foamed in a pipe to sit on rebar. Nice. Super nice. I've got to start gathering up. Although I'm still not done with my damned inventory, I need to start gathering up and putting everything I know I'm going to be using so far to one corner for Halloween. I think I'm going to start decorating the porch. Get it started so folks can walk by and go like, ooh, look at that. Awesome. Since, like I said, we're already through the first week of September. Mark says, Park was so dead in the beginning that I had to chug 3 beers because wait times were posted at 15 and 30 minutes and there wasn't a soul in line. It was great. I mean, that's awesome, but where the hell, all those lines of people, where did they go? Did they all just like fall in a hole? I mean, typically, anytime that HHN has started in September is really when you want to go. So that's great. I started learning that a couple years into it. And then there was a few times where the people that wanted to go with me couldn't go until October. And I think I've been at Halloween Horror Nights 2 or 3 times on actual Halloween. which was phenomenal. Talk about dead. But that's great. Maybe hopefully next weekend it'll be the same for Danny. So she can just zoom through several houses several times. Mark says, Haunting of Hill House and Beetlejuice, that's where all the people are. They cut the stay and scream line for them in like 5 minutes because they both hit 2 hours at like 4:30 and didn't open until 5:36. Yeah, Halloween is awesome. Halloween at Halloween Horror Nights is awesome. Or at least it was awesome. I don't know now. Mark says, Legendary Truth has always had a steady 69-minute wait. Haha, as well, which is strange. Super low crowds. Well, that's great. I mean, that's awesome. Like I said, hopefully next weekend, Danny goes. Hopefully you get to see Mark. It's nice and quiet. Danny says she wants to see the scary house and the pumpkin one. The pumpkin sphincter, as Mark has now oddly dubbed it. And Danny says she would like to see all 10 of them at once, at least once. Well, hopefully we'll be able to do it next weekend. Hopefully it's not too bad next weekend. Maybe the rain kept people away. I don't know. I can only remember 2 or 3 nights in total of the tons of years that I went where it rained. And I remember that it was like it was like my second or third night, and I'm like, whatever, I'll just go on the mummy ride and dry off 2,000 times. Carrie's really good. Pure White Night House. Caretaker and Cindy are in it. It's just funny looking at all the stuff and the videos and the pictures. For a 30th anniversary, since they really couldn't do it last year, I don't know. I would have expected just I don't know, balls to the wall, but I don't know. The whole lineup is basically just, you know what, let's dust off this stuff out of the warehouse and shift it around a bit and charge a butt ton of money. Danny says, I don't care if I miss the shows, but it would be cool to catch the new one. I've heard it's way better than AOV. Well, it won't have a pedophile for the lead role, but that was kind of crap. Yeah, and yeah, at least it won't have a pedophile. That whole debacle with AOV. And Mark says 100%, it's all old props. I mean, that's cool. Bring them out of storage. Use them. Use and abuse them. MD and James striptease would be better than AOV. Yeah, Keith, it's all old stuff. This is quote unquote their 30th year anniversary, and they're bringing back all the icons, and it really was just an excuse for them not to spend a bunch of money. I mean, they've got some cool ass stuff. But the pictures and stuff that I've seen, I'm just like, okay, well, I've seen a lot of this stuff before, and it's okay, that's cool, but I don't know. When you got money like Universal, sure, you can bring back some of the old stuff, but knowing that the pumpkins came from Central Park for that one house, that just means that they just wanted to have, we've got 10 houses this year. No, not really, but that's all right. I have said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm very, very happy and privileged that I got to go in what I think was the prime. I went like they had several years where they learned and then they changed names and they started cranking and everything was original houses, not IPs all over the place. The icons were new. They hadn't run Jack into the ground. So I took my parents. I took a lot of people during the prime. The last year I went was when it started to kind of choke off. And the person I went with, I was like, sorry about this. He's like, no, I enjoyed it because I've never been before. I'm like, oh, I guess that's true. And I'm sitting here going like, and it was a Walking Dead year. I'm like, son of a bitch. Then he says they're taking the anniversary thing way too far. Yo, Josh, what's up, buddy? Welcome aboard the HHN train. Mark says, I'm trying to think of the name of the houses. The Buffy the Vampire Slayer ripoff house that got 3 houses. And those props are in every house. Cat says, with all the uncertainty, especially in Florida, maybe they are planning to make next year their big anniversary celebration. Cat, believe it or not, no. I mean, the 30th year was technically last year, and they had the Beetlejuice thing in another house last year that you could go to during the day. But of course, they knew that they really couldn't open. And so they made this year the 30th year, but last year, Universal fired like all of their creative team. So you can take old stuff and have an anniversary, a 30th year anniversary, and still change things up and really just razzmatazz. I mean, it should just be, just because you have 10 houses doesn't mean, oh, it's our anniversary. Stick with 8, stick with 7, but do them like really awesome. I'm just not seeing the real awesome stuff. I'm like I said, it's when you have Jim McCrary saying that he didn't like it. For those of you who know Jim, that's saying a lot. That right there was like, oh shit, that totally would make me not want to go. But yeah, Kat, this was their anniversary year, and it just, I don't know. But they fired so many people last year from the creative team to save money. I don't know. Keith says, I've never been to HHN. Keith, I think that you would enjoy it until it got too crowded. And then you'd probably want to kill people. But the amount of stuff that you would see there, it'd blow you away. It really is. It is amazing. But I still contend that the, 13, 15 years that I went in a row were probably the pinnacle years. And that's back when Comcast didn't own it at all. And then when Comcast took over half of it, it kind of started going downhill. Then when they took all of it, I was like, oh, screw it. Money grab. But Keith, I think you would enjoy it to go at least 1 year, maybe. Unless the quality just keeps kind of dwindling. Josh says, painting fake vomit tonight. I almost did that like a vampire. Painting fake vomit tonight. Lost my damn mind. Keith says, why fire the team? Because to save money. They were firing all kinds of people. But they literally pretty much let go the team that did their creative team. So, and they did it kind of late in the year. So the creative team had already done their bit, but probably stuff wasn't built. So then you just go in the warehouses and start dusting stuff off and just pretend like you're having a 33rd anniversary by making 10 houses and a bunch of crap scare zones. Still very cool stuff. Hands down, I'm sure. But not what you'd expect from a multi-billion-dollar company. And then the prices they're charging this year, just Jesus. Oh my God. It just blows me away. Pat says, Universal Haunt out here is supposed to be full of new stuff. Well, it may be. It probably is. Mark says, if there was only 7 houses, everything would be a 3-hour wait minimum. The many houses cut down on wait time. Yeah, but Mark, what that may apply the later it goes into September and October, but Keith says, "Yep, I hate all people upon me." Well, dude, if you go and look at like, I don't know, Keith, I don't think you're in the HHN drama page. That's yet another page that a chunk of us have been on forever. Started by a couple of us veterans. Um, if you went in there and looked at the crowds, you'd be like, "That's a hard ass no." When I went, there weren't crowds like that. When the second or so year after I stopped going, I just got burned out on it, and I was still keeping up with it. And they were talking about they had closed the front gates at like 8 o'clock Eastern because they were packed out, and Universal will hold 40,000 people. And I was like, bullshit. I ain't going to that. And it just kind of went downhill to me. But you've got the hardcore people. You know, Danny and Mark, they live a hop, skip, and a jump from there. I'm 6.5 hours. Regardless of what Mark says, I'm not 15 minutes away from Orlando. Fuck ever you said. Uh, um, 6.5 hours, and I drive. I would go for a full week and go 5 nights to Halloween Horror Nights, and then do Universal, Islands of Adventure during the day. Go to Epcot, maybe Disney. When I lived in Gainesville is when my Horror Nights experiences started. So, and that's like what, about an hour away. Then he says that, Mark, I was talking about the exact point with my sister earlier today. Yikes. Those were my express days, the houses being at 90 to 120 minutes. Kat says, random. Will Kim Barks be doing live streams anytime soon? Hint, hint, Josh. Kat is giving you a hint, hint. Of course, they are pretty damn busy, but I told him that he should just film whatever he does and just post it. Mark says, if you've never seen it before, it's great because it's all new, which is true, Keith, what Mark is saying. But it's all the same stuff from the last 10 years. Thank God no Walking Dead, though. Houses are opening now 2 hours early with 2-hour waits. Keith says, I'd skip it. I'd be in jail. Keith says, my auntie used to live in Gainesville. I lived in Gainesville for 3.5 years, forever ago. I worked at the University of Florida, the IFAS department. I was an IT person and built websites and probably put together the world's first totally online course. Totally missed that bus, didn't I? But I built it from the ground up. 2 servers. Yep. It's like not investing in Bitcoin 10 years ago. Mark says, and those aren't crowds. We aren't nut to butt yet, which I am glad, because it's going to happen. Josh says, hopefully live stream after show next weekend. There you go. Oh, Kat saw that. I want to be sure y'all see these things, since I'm reading everything left to right. He says, my uncle worked at University of Florida. University of Florida was a fantastic campus. I enjoyed my 3.5 years there. It was a lot of fun, and I made damn good money for back. This was back, by the way, in the mid to late 90s. I was doing stuff back then online. He was head of maintenance in the 80s and early 90s, so I just missed him, because I was there mid 90s to late 90s. I moved back to Pensacola in 1999. Mark has his own personal battering ram, which is true. Yeah, Keith. Though, if you ever thought you was going to go to HHN, you really should go in like the first part of September. It's always been like that for ages. It's going to get well. You know what? I don't know. I say that it's going to get completely and utterly wild in October, but there's a lot of people that are canceling holidays. They're canceling trips, um, just because of the Delta variant and COVID in general, and Florida leading the pack. So I don't know. Maybe the crowds won't. And I agree with Mark. I'd be willing to bet you that there is a crowd limit, like oh my God, he just said it too. The amount of people that they'll actually allow in the park, which it would be lower. What's up, James? I was just talking about you. James says I just yell at people that start crowding me. Capacity. Yes, thank you for that word, Keith, because I'll be damned if I could think of it. While James appears. Yeah, we tonight's show is pretty much based on HHN. I gave my quick haunt news at the very beginning. Showed everybody my logo. Put the Flame of Doom back up. We've been missing Reginald the past few times. Hopefully he's all right. Mark says, opening weekend is always best because 12-year-olds haven't destroyed their houses yet and Karens haven't thrown a fit. Dementia is setting in. Jesus. But yeah, I agree. Like I said, Universal may have lowered their overall capacity numbers, and that's why they're selling out of tickets. Maybe that's why it's so easy to get around right now. Messaged me and said you'd be here for a few minutes. Yeah, I don't have anything available to me that will show me messenger messages. I have technology on my good eye and I have technology on my bad eye, and that's all I can handle. Do you mean hop on like as in audio? Because I don't know how the hell they even do that. Unless you messaged me before I went on. Oh yeah, no, let's not push it. I don't yeah, because that involves Discord. Well, we'll plan it for next time. Sorry. Yeah, I see that button over here. So what I would basically what would I do? Open up Discord and then just capture desktop audio. Yeah, and we're a little bit into why I'm not worried about going till the top of the hour, but we'll just plan it for next time. I mean, like I said, I know how to do it. When I was setting this thing up, I was like, oh yeah. No, we ain't gonna worry about doing it now though. I'll break something. The stream will explode. You know what's interesting though? Keith has about the same setup that I do. Looks like he's running whatever it is to do video, and then he's actually using his Chromebook to look at it. James, he said, yeah, I've learned the hard way not to touch buttons. Last stream, I accidentally hit the space bar on the Chromebook, which is where I've got YouTube doing its bit. And I don't know what the hell happened, but I had to restart the stream, and it seemed to like pick up where it left off or some shit. I don't even know. Glad after a year and a half, by the way, of doing this. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm still running. I'm running that watered down version of OBS, and none of the trickery or fun things. So my issue, of course, is my limited bandwidth. Like I could easily open up Discord on the Windows 10 machine and do the capture desktop thing and all that stuff, but I think that would Jimmy McMeow meow my bandwidth too hard, because obviously apparently we're never going to get AT&T fiber here, so I guess I'm just screwed. James says, wait, Key says, stream with phone, read comments on Google Book. Oh, that's right. You've got enough people that you can actually do your stream with on your mobile. That's true. That's true. I have a Windows 10 machine that I'm running OBS, doing all the magic. And then on my left hand, that's my right hand side. My left hand side is the Chromebook. I parse out the CPU-ness, and the Chromebook is where I start up YouTube to receive the OBS stream. And then the Chromebook is where I'm reading your comments right now. The more you know. James says, even though I have enough computer power to run a city, so it's not exactly a complication. Yeah. And heck of a lot more band. Now, if I was at my parents' house with their AT&T fiber, sky's the limit. I think Keith has 1,000 subscribers. I thought you have don't you have like 2.6? Yeah, you've got plenty. It'd be cool. It'd be cool if I could just grab my mobile and walk down the street doing YouTube. I can do it with Facebook. And James says we have 10. I think it's like 36 or something like that. It'd be great to build it up. Cat, CPU-ness. Yes, I make up my own words because I enjoy it. Yeah, see, Keith, I know your numbers. I saw that Saturday night. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. James says there will be a live from HHN from HA as well. Whew. Well, if that's the case, and so we'll have to, because you can't go live on YouTube either. It'd have to be Facebook, which is cool. Mark says, off to work early. Y'all have a good night. Mark, thanks so much, man. Have a safe one. 5 more weeks till James comes HHN. He says, keep blasting your notifications for streams and cobwebs. Appreciate it, Keith. I definitely do it. A special one-time only James Pandemic Adventure. True, Mark. Then he says, rude. I know. Yeah, quick Facebook Live. That'll work. And you're still going to go see 13, right? I'm sure you are. It'd be cool if OBS had a mobile version. Maybe they do. Yeah, I went to check to see if I've missed any of 13's posts on Facebook, and he hasn't been posting. He needs to get with it. The interview he did with Haunt Collective was very cool. He says, if I get to go to Salem, I could deal with excess people. There's a lot of bars there. Ha! And bushes to shove them into. Well, Keith, there's a lot of bushes at Universal as well. So, may get thrown out doing it at Universal, but it'll be interesting to know how the crowds are next weekend. I'm just very curious. I wonder if the crowds are going to in October. Are the crowds going to get super wild, or uh, is the calculation that they're going to be packed out every night going to be wrong? Even though them being packed out, I agree. I think they've limited park capacity. Yeah, definitely up his neck in building. And Keith, James says the two y'all should just meet up in Salem. At HHN, do people just pee on the sidewalk? Well, not necessarily do they whip it out to do it, but some of them get drunk enough that I'm pretty sure that what their pants legs doesn't catch ends up on the sidewalk. Hey, I see what's up. I went to Salem years ago and want to go back so bad. Yeah, the Potters have a bush. For those of you who don't know the Potters, then you're missing out. You should totally know the Potters. They're definitely the mascots of HHN. He says, I would love to go to Salem. I watched Derek Millen on YouTube. He's great. Goes every year and shoots video. I'll eventually make it. Nothing this year, though. Not even anything local this year. Yay! I'm so glad everybody gets to go to haunted whatevers. The only place in New Orleans that is now confirmed they'd be open in Louisiana is the mortuary. And I like the mortuary, but not enough to make a trip. 13th Gate in Baton Rouge, I think. I did see a post that they're looking for actors. Baton Rouge didn't get hit too hard. I wouldn't mind going to 13th Gate. He says, people always talk about staying at the Hawthorne Hotel. And then James says, if you stop going to Home Depot every weekend, you could afford a Salem trip in less than a month, just from your savings from avoiding Home Depot. That is also true. Hopefully next year, things have calmed down a bit. I mean, I think it'd be cool as hell to go middle of October and see James and Mark and everybody else that was going, or Danny if she was going, but I'm still in anti-lick the pole mode. Kat says they are now estimating power in NOLA by September 29th, longer for outlying areas. My kids' travel plans are really up in the air. I know that they're getting like certain areas back, but it's a complete mess. The mortuary, which is on Canal, either is planning on having their power back by the time they open, or they have their power back now. But, infrastructure wise and everything else, and my cousin who lives in Metairie, her place got damaged. That's normally where I would stay. Although and finding a hotel or motel will be practically impossible. Yeah, everybody should make sure you hit the like button. Keith was getting all kinds of likes, which was fantastic. Like 40 or 50 likes. I thought that was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, so I don't even have anything around me to go to. the one place I was going to go to, Haji, I'm not too happy with their theme and their price. Absolutely absurd. Their pricing is absurd. Kat says the wedding is October 2nd. Don't think so. But since it's been postponed several times, they say they are all going anyway. Yeah, Keith. Well, you give them a lot to look at, which is phenomenal. So that's very cool. Yeah, James. He was like 75. I told him, I said I was there for the first 2 hours, and then I had to pop back in and out, and then I missed the end of it. But I caught a majority of it. Kat says you love all of us from a distance. That's funny. So yeah, for me, I'll just have more time to work on the house since I won't be traveling. He says, "Daddy needs watch time, 4,000 hours a year." No kidding. Speaking of YouTube, Keith, yesterday I worked on getting the remainder of the videos that I had as drafts on my YouTube. So I'm officially at 132 drive-in style videos on my channel. And I just put the very last one I put up it's like a 10 or 16 minute. It's Halloween based for drive-in, and then it's got old trailers. It came off a 16 millimeter reel. Yeah, I'm kind of cheating with my content, but I've always had the idea of wanting to do something like this with the channel and doing the drive-in, the die-in theater this year. I'm like, plus it just, when I go to archive.org to try and find stuff, a lot of times you can search one way and search another and find this and find that, and this is gone. And I'm sure there's still stuff on there I haven't snagged, but I think 132 videos for drive-in theater type stuff is a pretty damn good collection. Kat says, how many hours did you have to spend editing? Well, the videos themselves I didn't do any editing to the videos themselves, but it took me probably about 4 or 5 hours going through. What I did was I dumped them all on YouTube as drafts. And then I went through each one of them and changed the title. The descriptions are the same. Going through finding the right thumbnail. So it was about 4 or 5 hours. Well, thanks, Keith. I've also made it as a playlist. So, because I want to have different playlists on my channel. So, hopefully those videos and some other stuff I'm going to do. I'm going to actually do a playlist of silent films. I'm going to be doing a lot of work with the YouTube channel. I want to fill it with stuff that I would like to see, and I'm trying to consolidate for people that are like me, that like certain things. Like I love watching drive-in theater advertisements and intermission and concession stands. I think it's awesome. Now I can go on my own YouTube channel and go look at it. Plus, I did save all the videos, so. But the next step is to do silent films as far back as I can find them and do a playlist of those. Everything being non-copyrighted. I think there was, of the 132 drive-in theater things I did, there was maybe 8 or 9 that had a copyright claim, and it was like, they were longer ones, and there was like a little bit of music that still is it's still owned, but I just can't monetize them. Not that I can monetize anything right now anyway, but they're all up there. Kat says, okay, that makes more sense. Having to edit each one would have put you in a rubber room. Yeah, if I was actually having to edit the videos themselves, oh my God. But I did have to individually go through and edit the name. I tried to make the names consistent and what they were as best as I could, so they're easily searchable. So, and then all the other little settings here and there. But that's done, and I learned a little bit along the way. So he says he remembers the intermission jingles. Well, I know I'm already starting to get, I think, bot comments on some of them, but yeah, some of the intermission stuff is awesome. That one, the very last one that I uploaded, which was Halloween based. I mean, it even has an old, and it was pulled off a 16 millimeter, and you can kind of tell, but it has like a few trailers. I think there was even one for The Exorcist. When you become monetized, your videos become, yeah, and I'm fine with that. I wouldn't do the commercials obtrusively within the video. I would do the one where I guess you can do the commercial on the front part of it so nothing gets screwed up. Well, I know that the ones that have copyright claims don't get monetized. But like I said, there was 7 or 8 of the 132, and it's because there was a little bit of music somewhere in there. It even said what it was that that's still owned. Yep. Yeah, Josh, let's all go to the movies. It's in there somewhere. There's so many videos that, of course, there's pieces and parts in some of the videos that are repeats. But for the most part, they're all completely different. It's really cool, the nostalgia of it. And I really, really, really did enjoy finding them. So that's, like I said, my next adventure is silent films. I'd like to have a Harold Lloyd playlist, a Buster Keaton playlist. I actually believe that W.C. Fields movies are also in the public domain. I used to love watching W.C. Fields. I might be wrong about that. Charlie Chaplin, and they'll each get their own playlist. So that's the next step. And that alone is going to be very interesting. But yeah, the drive-in stuff, some of it is just a lot of fun. Some of the cartoons are a lot of fun. There's one that I almost didn't put in. It was a Native American one. I watched it literally about a dozen times, and I'm like, there's nothing about it that is offensive per se. So I was like, but it was all right. I sat there and thought about it, and I let it in. I'm like, that's fine. And then there was a barbecue. It was a canned barbecue that they would actually use at drive-in theaters for barbecue sandwiches, and it was a little on the dated side, but still not too bad. I'd probably be the only person that would notice it, but not too bad. Other than that, some of them were just downright cool. But that's within the next few weeks. That's what I plan on doing, is snagging. I want to build my channel up as big as I can as far as the amount of videos. It's kind of cheating, but it's also this kind of stuff is stuff that I would love to see consolidated. So I'm guessing there's other people. But I will also have I'll also be doing my own videos. That's going to start soon. Little heads up for everybody. I have decided to do Pizzazz Cam. Anytime that I make something on the Pizzazz, I'm going to film it in high definition, so people can spend 25 minutes watching my Pizzazz twirl and slowly bake a pizza. Watch, I'll end up making get 1,000 views. Keith, have a good night, man. We're almost out of here too. About 6 more minutes. So thanks for coming in, dude. Once again, your anniversary stream was fantastic. And then, of course, not making this all about me in the last few minutes, but I'm actually going to be selling merchandise on the house's website, and some other stuff. I'm hoping to have the website 100% by Wednesday. And when I say 100%, like it'll be viable and you can go look at it and actually be interested in it. I may not have all the merchandise up, but that's a little bit on the pain in the ass side. I also plan on doing a podcast for it. So I'm trying to be super active. Trying to be super active towards the ending of this year for Halloween, so it'll give me the gumption to continue on hardcore. So, but I figure what we'll do, it's 11 after my time. We'll go to a quarter after for everybody's time, and then we'll wind it down. Just so everybody can get some rest. And I'll be waking up early in the morning because I got a lot of yard work. My yard work is constant. I don't know why I just say, well, I got some yard work to do today. It's every day or every other day or when it's not super hot. But, yeah, so not sure if James is still here. Sorry I missed his message. I was kind of scrambling to get started with the stream. I popped out of the shower and was setting everything up, so I didn't see his thing. But glad he popped in for a bit. That was very cool. But just to give you all the heads up, of course we will be back on Wednesday night. Hopefully I'll have some more news for you about what's going on my end for my home haunt, and eventually we'll have to get some folks on. Have some more HHN news. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we'll have James on. Maybe I'll have enough bandwidth to do what he does. We'll have to do a test stream. And then we have some other interesting news coming around the bend. I have to talk to James, see how some of that's going. And I'll be taking pictures and video of the stuff that I'm doing here at the house for the home haunt. I'll be posting that on the YouTube channel. Probably not Facebook. I don't know. Maybe I probably won't do. I'll probably just do YouTube. I very much like YouTube better than Facebook. But we'll definitely be on Wednesday. I can already tell you that next weekend it will be a Monday, not Sunday stream. So definitely next weekend a Monday, not Sunday. What else is going on? As usual, if you have any topics that you want me to talk about, send me a message. I mean, or if there's something you need to know about, or if there's some news you'd like to hear about, let me know. Danny, have a good night. I'll be on for another 2 minutes. I'm glad to know I'm not a kid. I'm glad I have my own good night specifically to me. But I guess we could just sort of wind down since we got our end music. But once again, like I said, I will see y'all again Wednesday night. Maybe some surprises. Next weekend, definitely a Monday, not Sunday stream. And if you have any ideas of what you'd like to talk about, or if you have anything for me to research, let me know. Absolutely go check out everybody's thing: 13 Skeletons, Cobwebs and Candlesticks, Haunt for Heroes, Trio of Terror. God, everybody we always mention, check them all out. Maybe we should make a list. Last minute packing for sure, but I'll be there. Okay. Well, you can maybe listen in while you're packing for your HHN trip. But Anyway, folks, I'll let y'all go. Once again, beyond humbled. Thank you all for joining in. As Nightbot says, be sure to give the stream a like. Also, for those who don't know, Ministry of Amusement is still cranking. There's a post out every day. Some factoids about everything under the sun. Definitely go check it out. Share with your friends and family. But folks, once again, please stay very safe, especially if, as we go into the Halloween season and people going to HHN. You know how to do it. And yeah, thanks again, everybody. Good night. Stay safe. And end of line.
The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye. The house is haunted by the memories that refuse to die. I can't get away from a vision that brings intimate glimpses of intimate things. The voice in my heart, like a torch singer sings. I wonder who's kissing her now. The house is haunted by the echo of your favorite song. The place is cluttered up by roses that have lived too long, much too long. The ceiling is white, but the shadows are black. A ghost in my heart says she'll never come back. The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye. Lights are soft and low tonight, summer breezes blow tonight, and to think that we're apart. Knowing you refuse to love someone that you used to love, there's a chill within my heart. I hate to be alone when evening falls. I'm so afraid of all those empty halls, doors and walls. The ceiling is white, but the shadows are all black. A ghost in my heart says she'll never come back. The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye.